Both of those tees should go with the same strength. Means your club is going out through the ball and it's not coming up. And that is very, very important. It's a great little exercise. You do that in your backyard. Yeah. Amazing thing. It goes in streaks, and I've never been asked as much in the last month. I must have been asked four or five times, and that would be huge. And of course, as you know, the shank comes out of the hustle of the club. It's where the shaft meets the face, and it comes from a far too late hit, which is actually over good. It's actually too good. So in other words, if you're leading in the club like that, and you're getting so far, that's a great recipe for shanking the ball. And on the tour they call it a quick slice. They hit that name. So, but release the club a little further. Don't get your hands so close to your body coming into the ball. Don't get really in here. Stay loose and start releasing the club a little early. It's not something I suggest for ongoing thing, but to get rid of those horrible yokes. And a very funny story, and it's quite true. Harry Bradshaw was a great Irish golfer, and pro in Portmarnock, and he was getting ready to go away for a tournament. And that time the balls were hard to come by and they were expensive, and he had 6 black Dunlop balls in a lovely black shiny wrapper. I don't know if you remember those, when you're old enough for that. And a doctor came and he said, Harry, you have to help me before you go to the tournament. He said, I had an awful dose of those shanks. Harry said, for God's sake, come on down to the range, come on. Took him down. So the doc had a big bag of balls like this. Shanked every one after the other. Harry said, oh, for God's sake, what did I get? Oh, you know balls. So he took out the new 6 balls that were like gold to Harry, now believe you me if you knew him. And he shanked the 6 of them one after the other and told the doctor to go to hell. Picked up his balls and left them. It actually is contagious, can you believe it? If you talk about it and you get really into the nitty gritty, I'm not on tour any longer, thank God, that's why I'm talking about it now. But a lot of pros won't talk about it. And the saying I had there a few minutes ago came from a guy called Norman Van Nyde, a great Australian golfer. Just before Thompson's time and all the fact that he was a great player, and he hated the name, and that's why I remember saying, name further left please, and next please he said. So, but to answer your question, a little earlier hit, let the club go through the ball, don't hang on to it. When you get to it, don't keep trying to do that. Let the club face go through the ball and it should help. Okay.
Any other questions for Christy there?
You never mentioned the position of the hands. You mentioned the grip, you mentioned everything, but the actual position of the hands over the ball.
Well, over the ball, yeah, that's a good point actually, because you can get very low. Most people would get lower than higher. And if I've seen, and of course it goes to the head first, it doesn't let you do that with the hands. That's a good position to have your hands in. If you're pitching or you're half shutting into the wind, you might, like I hit that little later iron, when the ball goes back, your hands will automatically go a little bit more forward to get the ball on the downswing and going through a little bit lower. That's about hand position. Is that okay? Twice the control. People think if you grip it right up the top of the hand, you have nothing. Down the shaft gives you twice the control of the golf club. And of course it makes you hit it lower because it stops the backswing going back too far. And that's a great way to hit the ball low. If you grip it a little bit shorter, turn, full shoulder turn, but your hands don't go back that far, and keep the weight going down and towards the target line, down and towards the target line on the way through is very, very important. Good point, very good point.
Christy, any tip for the start of the downswing?
The start of the downswing comes from your legs. Make sure that the left shoulder has turned very much. Now, watch there. There. It doesn't go there. And a lot of people will do that. A lot of people will hit from the top. It's no good. Like I was telling you, the rope, can you imagine the rope coming from a building? You pull it so that the shaft is being aimed at the ball for as long as you possibly can. The end of the shaft here is aimed at the ball while you're pulling through. That's very important. That's how you get your late hit. That's how you get your stop and so on.
So do the legs go before the shoulders?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely, 100%. They go first. That's either got a pull hook or a big slice. You'll never see a good player go like that. You'll always see, you watch the legs. Watch Rory, I think is a great one to watch for all. You can see it very explicit in the swing. And you watch his downswing, he goes, boom, you see him there. In actual fact, the ad on TV, where you see the Harrington he hitting, it demonstrates his swing, I think, tremendously. So have a good look at that, and you'll see which body parts move first. And he really has it right, I think. Any more on that? Yes.
What's the best way to play a shot to the wind?
Into the wind is like I was saying. Keep the ball back a little in your stance. See, there's normal ball position for me. Well, I would move it back another inch. Grip the club a little bit shorter. Now, full shoulder turn, but you think it's a short swing. What's happening is your hands are not going back that far. And that you're hitting on the downswing, that you don't make an effort to hit. If you hit on the upswing, it's going to go. So watch, I'm going to move in on the ball, nice and slow. Turn back. And the more you keep that hands going through and nice and low, don't keep them coming up. Hit another one of those for you. And it's a good shot to have. Back in your stance a little. Make sure the weight's going forward onto your left side, coming through. And that's the shot you're targeting.
Matthew, again, I've seen people on the tee box, they hover the club rather than have it on the ground.
Yeah, well, hovering the club, it has two reasons to do that. And Nicholas showed me that actually in 1970, believe it or not. And the main reason to hover the club is it stops you from picking it. If you hover it over the ball like that, you will take it back much better on a one-piece action. If you put it on the ground, put pressure, you'll lift it. And lifting is not good. Okay? All right, we go on to the driver. And the driver again being a very, very different. He thinks he's longer than me. I got a little hit a few. And the driver again is a sweep. It's a sweep. The ball is played a little forward, never past the left heel. It's always up to the left heel or slightly back, not forward of the toe. A lot of people you see will tee the ball up and keep it too forward, and then they hit it on the upswing totally. Although the driver is connected, I must admit, tinily on the upswing, you still don't do that. You still let the club go straight out through it. But because it's teed up, you don't need the pull down action you would get on an iron or a wood of a tight line. You try a couple? Sure. If they don't work, I'll hit a few.
Are you alright there?
Hang here, good. Hang on to something, guys, because this is cold. Superb, absolutely superb. And again, you see, like the wedge, nothing changed in the swing. The weight still distributed to the right side. It didn't kind of go forward. And a lot of people, when they want to hit a big drive, will go quick at it. Well, there's no point in going quick at the ball, because one thing a lot of people doesn't realise, when you swing the club head back, it has to stop to come down. It doesn't keep going around like in full circle like a helicopter. So going back only puts more pressure on you to stop, to come down, because it has to stop. At some point of the swing, whether you're long or short, the club has to stop to come back down. Remember that. So slow back, you're going to get a much longer shoulder turn and a longer arc in the swing. Slow back, and then you can give it as much well as you want. And this young man is demonstrating here. Yeah. You only got a bit of meat when you jump. You probably did it.
Pressure.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. And he's not jumping all over the ball, guys. Although he's putting a fair bit of power into the ball coming into it, it's not a big jump at the shot to hit it far. It doesn't work. What will work is the timing of the swing, the timing and the pace of the swing will hit the ball much further. Hitting at it with your hands means no, it will not go further. Tom, I have to say with that, Tom Ryan, great exponent of the slow swing and takes nothing out of it. A lot of people wouldn't do it. Tom takes it slow, and I've all the years that I've lived in, and that is if you can do that. But people think if I don't get this quick in the backswing, give it a rip, it's not going to go. It's the opposite, guys. The further you want to hit it, and Tom Watson, I think, came out there very recently. The wind getting up there reminded me. And he maintains into the wind, you hit it easier. You swing it slower and hit it easier. And it will go out there. The flight is right, it'll go out there just as far. Hitting it hard into the wind, you'll pull hook it, you'll sky it, makes no difference. whatsoever. One more so the driver, and we've gone to that boring